Hello, I'm Don Davis. I am the creator and founder and chief fly fisher for brimbugs.com. Often our customers ask us, how did you come up with the name Brimbugs? Well, let me give you a little bit of background and that'll help me explain to you how we derived the name Brimbugs. First of all, I was born and raised in the South, and my father had 4 sons, and he taught all 4 of us how to fly fish for bluegill and bass. Now in the South, in Mississippi, we didn't have trout, so we had to fly fish for bluegill, and bluegill became our trout, so to speak. And that became our primary target in fly fishing. In the South, the term brim incorporates all panfish. And brim, spelled B-R-E-A-M, but pronounced brim, like in the brim of your cap or your hat, is actually derived from the Latin term Abramus brema. Now that simply means that that term incorporates all the panfish. So brim in the South means all types of panfish. Now the second half of the name, Brimbugs, how did we decide to use bugs? Also in the South, when people fly fish and refer to their lures, most of the time they refer to them as popping bugs or poppers or bugs. So we just decided to call it Brimbugs. Now, why did we create the Brimbug site? Well, first of all, let me say that I love to fly fish with topwater lures. I love to see that strike when the fish hits that popper or that bug. I mean, that just gives me a thrill. However, living here in Missouri, I had some difficulty finding some of the poppers and flies that I had used in the past in Mississippi. So I called some of the suppliers and arranged to become a distributor. And so we set up the website and started selling some flies. At first we had a very limited number of flies. Now, however, we found that there are a lot of very quality suppliers. You've probably heard of Bar None flies. Bar None was originally made back in the 50s by a fellow by the name of Gene Nunnery from Meridian, Mississippi. And he made a quality fly and in a variety of colors, and now these Bar None flies are made by the Gaines Company. Another quality supplier is called Bluegill. Bluegill makes a very, very durable fly. They make 3 different kinds. They make the one they call the Bluegill Bullet, they make the one they call the Bluegill Popper, and their Amnesia Bug. Very well made, quality flies, and they float properly on the water. Some of you have probably heard of Walt Carey. Walt Carey has been making quality flies and poppers for many years. He has a variety of colors and sizes on his that we have on our site, and he makes a very, very good fly. He takes great pride in making his flies. We have another Mississippi fly tyer. His name is Elvis Fields, and he makes mostly sinking flies, and his 2 most famous flies are the black cricket, and it looks very realistic looking cricket, and the one he calls the cockroach. Very creative, very well made flies. And another Mississippi fly tyer is David Frazier. David specializes primarily in sinking flies, and he was the creator of the upside down brim killer. Now what that means is that when the fly sinks, the hook is up so that it doesn't catch on the debris at the bottom of the stream or lake that you're fishing in. He also makes some other very creative sinking flies as well. David Frazier, a Mississippi fly tyer. We also represent the Gaines Company, and you know the Gaines Company from the Dixie Devil bug that they make, and the Sneaky Pete, and the Dynamite. And we have a variety of colors and hook sizes from the Gaines Company. We also have a Missouri fly tire. His name is Jeff Glines, and he makes the most realistic looking bug that I've ever seen. He makes two perch poppers, he calls them. One is sinks, one floats. Very, very good flies, very, very creative. Don Prater makes a fly for us called the Cardiac Nymph, and it really is named properly because it really kills those bluegill. And then we have Pulse poppers. Neil Pulse is best known for his bass flies. He's been making bass flies and poppers using balsa wood for many years, and just recently he has gotten into the field of making bluegill poppers, and he makes a quality popper. Again, like some of the other tires, he takes great pride in his work, and he makes sure that they float properly on the water so that you get proper hook strikes. We have Weber poppers. He calls them the bling bugs, and they do have a lot of bling. They're very colorful, very creative. We're very, very proud and pleased to represent another Missouri fly tire, or tirers. It's Terry and Roxanne Wilson, and we have a variety of their bully flies and their spiders in a variety of colors and hook sizes. We're also pleased to have books written by Terry and Roxanne Wilson on our website as well. I think I've answered all the questions except the last one, and that is that age-old question: what is the best color for fly fishing for bluegill and bass? And that's a much debated question, and I can tell you that on our website, chartreuse outsells the next best-selling color 8-1. Now, I've heard it said, if it ain't chartreuse, it ain't no use. But I'm going to leave it up to you. Buy a variety of colors, try them for yourself, and decide which ones work best for you. I hope this has been helpful in answering some of your questions. And by the way, if we didn't answer all the questions, be sure and go to our website, www.brimbugs.com. We have a section in there called Frequently Asked Questions. There are many questions and answers there that you can find. If you don't get the answer you're looking for, send us an email with your question to info@brimbugs.com. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I want to leave you with this statement. You've probably heard this before. How time flies when you're having fun. Well, I would like to say how fun time is when you have flies. And you can get flies from brimbugs.com. Thank you.